everyone, and welcome to the Vintage Needle Crafter. Or welcome back if you are new here. My name is Laura, and today I'm going to have a little bit something different for you. I have a special guest that's going to be appearing. I'm going to share with you everything that I made this summer. Here are some of the things I've made. And fall acquisitions. First up, I'd like you to meet our new mascot and special guest, everyone. This is Rosie. She was a gift given to me and that I really appreciate because I did not have a dressmaker's dummy. Sorry, Rosie. But Rosie is modeling the first finished object that I made in June. This is the 1890s ladies corset cover. Although I don't always wear it as a cover for my corset, I like to wear it also as a undershirt or just a thin t-shirt with a sweater over top. Very versatile pattern. It was quite easy to make, and you can find the pattern in Weldon's Practical Needlework. That is still available online if you try looking on thrift books, eBay, Etsy. They are hardcover books, and here is what one of them looks like. This is not the book that the pattern is in. I have 6 of these in my collection. But this is just a book that is reprinted from patterns from the Victorian era. Very nice makes that you can make, by the way. Okay, that was the first one. And now the second one I made. I'll put a photo of the designer here. But here is, and I've showed this before, this is the Zinnia top. Oops, this is the Zinnia top by Hey Carrie. And it is a granny stitch pattern as well. And she has the free pattern if you go to her YouTube channel and search for the Zinnia top. You will find that she has a tutorial for it, and you can download the free written pattern that way. And I just used a number 3 cotton, and this was, let me see, this was cotton and bamboo. Number 3 weight cotton and bamboo. I did not have quite enough, so in the band here I added some sock yarn that I had, which it was fine because it did not shrink. It held really well. I added an extra few stitches in just in case it did shrink, but it did not, and it worked out quite nicely. It's very comfortable to wear. Next up, you have seen this before. This is the Road Trip Tank by K Crochets, and this was just another cotton acrylic that I had in my stash, because these I was working through my stash when I made these. And this you will find on Ravelry. And in the midsection here, I just added some lace detail. That was not in the original pattern. I just put it in case I was running out of yarn, because I was not sure if I was going to have enough of that. I believe the yarn I used, I think it was called Red Heart Amore. I'm not sure on that. But that is the Road Trip Tank. Next, this is one of my favorites of my summer makes. This is the Autumn Sunrise Sweater, and I featured this in my last video. This pattern is available on YouTube by Cinnamon Stitches. And it is crocheted up in the granny stitch as well. That's the second granny stitch pattern that I have made with my summer tops. And in my last video, I declared it the year of the granny stitch. Granny stitches are making quite a comeback lately. If you're a crocheter, try whipping up one of these. This was made in only 2.5 days. So it's very fast to work up. And the yarn that I used for this is a number 3 weight cotton. And it was Karen Cotton Ripple Cakes. I used 2 cakes of those that I got the yarn from Michael's. But you can get it online, I'm sure. So there's that. And if you go to YouTube, Cinnamon Stitches has the tutorial there where she'll walk you through the whole thing. She does not have a written pattern, but if you follow along the tutorial with her, you'll be able to get it done. Okay, so those 4 tops were my summer makes. Oh, silly me, I forgot the one I'm wearing. The top that I am wearing is called the Soul Top by Rose. And with this one, I learned a new skill because it is knit by doing the folded bind off, the folded bind off. And I like the fit of it. Now, when I made mine, and this is a pattern on Ravelry, Soul Top by Rose, you can find on Ravelry, the pattern there. And what I did for mine was, because my arms are a little smaller than my midsection, I made my size in the midsection, and then I went down a size when I did the casting on for this part right here. And this is a folded over bind off. It's not rib stitch, just a plain stockinette stitch. But the pattern was not hard to follow. It was quite simple to make. And for this, I used a number 3 cotton held double with a lace weight merino wool. And that's what the pattern calls for. It calls for holding the yarn double, as you can see here in the pictures. I really like this one. This has been very comfortable and very easy to wear. I could just wear it around the house plain. Sometimes if I go out, I like to put a shirt underneath, just for a little more coverage. But those are my summer bakes. Yes, and now I want to talk a little bit about fall acquisitions. Do you have fall acquisitions that you're planning on making this fall and winter? I do. I have about 4 of them. Okay, the first one is completed, actually. This is a finished object, and this is, oh, I'm sorry for the lighting. I can see the sun is coming around. It's casting a brightness in here. While there's a dark shadow over here. Now it's wanting to just play shadow games. Anyway, this is the barley hat. You can see that. It is garter stitch on one side and plain stockinette stitch on the other. This was by Tin Can Knits, and it was in my surprise bag from Aberdeen's Wool. And it is knitted up in Rowan yarn, held double, and the pattern did not call for holding double. This was my idea, because I wanted to give it more, I hope you can see the colors in that. It's having this glare in here. There you go. And I held it double with this Willow Stream, because I just wanted the color effect. I didn't want it plain ivory. And the color on this reminds me of straw in the snow, doesn't it? Like bits of straw or dead grass in the snow. After the snow melts a little bit. That's what that reminds me of, and I'll put it on for you. I had fun knitting this. If you're a fairly new beginner, this one was pretty easy to knit because, like I said, it's just garter stitch on one side and stockinette on the other. But here's that. So when you wear it, it's got this design. It's half and half, which I like. I like it. So this is the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. And that was the first pattern that I got in the Aberdeen's Wool Company surprise bag. That was over here. Now, from that surprise bag, one of my fall acquisitions is the Age of Brass and Steam kerchief. But I am going to make, whoops, I'm sorry. I am going to make the shawl from this. It has, you can make the small kerchief, or you can make it larger and make the shawl, which is what I'm going to do. And the yarn for this they gave me is Tangled Poets. Now everyone, I paid only $28 for the Aberdeen's Wool surprise bag. And the yarn I got is far above $28 because one of these on their website, and this one's called Mud Puddle. It's 100% superwash, hand dyed. This is hand dyed, by the way, okay? And one of these cost $14 on their website, and I received two. One I got caked up already. And a cake? Quite a large cake, in fact. I'm not sure of the yardage on here, if my eyes can see. Looks like it says 224 yards. So that's quite a nice amount. So that's $28 for just the Tangled Poets right there. Then I got that ball of Rowan, and Rowan is anywhere from $15 to $18 online if you research Rowan. And this was the hat, and it's so soft. It is so soft. It's not scratchy. It's got a very nice feel factor to it. I really like it. It's going to be my go-to hat for this winter. But it's a little warm for hats yet today. So take that off. Now, $15 for the Rowan, $28 for this is $43 we are up to. And remember, I paid $28 with the shipping on this kit. Now, this was my first time ordering with them, and maybe they wanted to impress me. I don't know, but it blew my mind what they sent me. I can't say nothing bad about Aberdeen's Wool Company. So if you like to go over there and get yourself a surprise bag, I would encourage you to do so. Okay, my next fall acquisition also comes from their kit. And I said we were up to what? $43? Okay, the next thing they sent me in this surprise bag was this sock yarn. And this was $10. This is worth $10. So we're up to $53. $53 worth of yarn, plus these free patterns that you would have to pay for if you went on Ravelry. So we're talking right around $60 value for $28. Now I'm from the US, so the shipping's a little different for me than if you lived in Canada. It's a little bit cheaper, I do believe. But this was the next acquisition of fall. I need to cast on another pair of toe up 2 at a time socks. This is called the Owl and Snail. And I like the little brick pattern it gives on that. And yes, I'm going to be doing these toe up 2 at a time, even though the pattern is for 1 at a time casted on at the cuff. I've done this before, so I can do it again. I had another pattern that I made, I think it was last fall. And the pattern was the Virginian Pine Socks by Hannah at Works of Our Hands. I did that the opposite way. Now, moving on, the next thing I'm wanting to cast on this fall is called the Mindful Mixed Cowl by Angela Wilson. That is a very nice cowl, and this is crocheted. And she also has a tutorial, but you'll need to go to Ravelry or Etsy and purchase the pattern, and then she'll work you through the pattern with her tutorial as well. But you'll need the printed pattern to make it. She won't give you everything in the tutorial. Okay, there's that. I really like that because it'll work up fast. And I have some Mary Maxim yarn. I'm just going to do this in acrylic. I have some acrylic yarn for that. It's sparkle yarn that I had in that unboxing, the Mary Maxim, and I'm going to use 2 different colors. The Dusty Rose and the Taupe. That's what I call them because they didn't give names to the yarn unless maybe the catalog has the names. I don't know. But Dusty Rose and Taupe for that. So yeah, that'll be very nice. And now for the next thing. The next pattern I have here is by Andrea Mowry. It is called The Traveler. I liked this because it is a sweat. It's like a sweatshirt. It's a hooded sweater, and I have no idea as of yet what yarn I'm going to use. It'll probably be some that I will purchase. I don't think I have anything in my stash that I like because I already like the color of it that she had chose here in the photos. And you can also make this with or without the hood, which is very nice. I like that. And I don't have any hooded sweaters in my wardrobe. Okay. The next thing that's on my list are the spring mittens here by Brandy K Design. Now, this is done up with a ivory, and then she chose the red and green for colors, but I'm going to choose different colors for that. I'd probably be working on those closer to November. I'm thinking maybe October. I'm not sure. I don't want too many whips on my needles because I like to keep my whips around 3 and no more than 3 because this is what happens if I get several on there at one time. It takes me a lot longer to finish my objects than if I just had less to do. That's just how I am. A lot of you ladies out there like to have a lot more, and that's okay. That's fine. We all get, well, at least me anyway, I get bored if I'm working on just one thing all the way through. I like to have a few different things going at once. I like to have a small project that I can carry along with me, and then a larger project at least. Okay, so those are the spring mittens. Isn't that a pretty design? Yeah, I like the design on that. And last, but certainly not least, is, ta-da, the Calypso sweater by Black Cat Knitting. See, it's Black Cat Knitting Company. Oh, isn't this one gorgeous, people? Oh, I saw this on a few other YouTube videos of mine. Charlotte by Charlotte's Place. She had finished hers and modeled it. Give her a check out. She's on YouTube as well. She is a newbie like me. She is a fairly newbie, and she has a very nice YouTube channel, Charlotte's Place. And she had talked about the Calypso sweater, and this is where I saw it, and I just absolutely love the colors that she chose. But I'm putting here in the photos some ones that I found on Ravelry. Yes, this is a pattern on Ravelry that you can purchase. I'm not sure. I think it was around $7. Not quite sure on that. And I have no idea yet, as of yet, what I'm going to use for yarn. But it is strikingly gorgeous. That's going to be my prized sweater and maybe the only pullover sweater that I make this winter. That may be it. Now, sometime in November or possibly December, I'm going to plan a video of everything that I knitted last winter. And I'll show you all my cardigans and, well, some were, not all cardigans, I'm sorry, but a lot of my sweaters that I knitted last fall and winter. So those were my acquisitions. And that was everything I do believe that I had to share today. Yes. Also, I forgot to mention, upcoming soon, I'm going to try to make for you the tutorial on my version of the ranunculus. I called it Ranunculus My Version. I don't really have a name for it. It was a pattern because I had trouble with my phone, and I do all of this from my smartphone, everyone. I had trouble purchasing that pattern, So I thought, well, maybe I can try to make my own little version, and it turned out very nice. Yes, I do design my own things, but I don't know how to make sizes yet. I only know how to write them up and make sizes to fit my own self, which I am a 1X with the 46-inch midsection. So I'm going to do the yoke for you in that tutorial and how to cast on for the arms and begin the arms. And from there, you can just adjust it to fit your own size. The yoke will fit anywhere from a size small. And if the bigger sizes, just make a little more larger, just go a few more rounds if you're larger, a less if you're smaller. But yeah, that will be coming up. Well, I thank you all for watching today. And please be sure to like this video if you liked it. And if you subscribe, I hope you subscribe to stick around for more upcoming videos in the future. But I thank you all for being with me today and watching. And I'll see you all again another time. Bye!